Well, after a busy weekend in New York City, Meghan Markle is now in Washington. Patricia Treble joins us for another royal roundup. Good morning to you, Patricia. And yeah, let's start with the Meghan, who's going to appear today at Fortune Magazine's Most Powerful Women's Summit. What more can you tell us about this?
Yeah, so this is a business summit. Phenomenal people coming. And she's going to be talking to the editor-in-chief of Fortune about being a highly visible founder, building a successful empire. And I'm going to be honest, I don't mind them having a headliner. You need a headliner for this sort of event. But I think it might be a little premature because she started as ever in April, and I counted yesterday, and there's 5 items plus wine for sale. So successful empire might be a little urgent, but it's going to be fascinating to hear the lessons that she's learned over those months. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. When you said empire, I was like, oh, okay. All right.
Exactly.
Maybe one day. Who knows? Also, we saw her and Harry in New York.
Out and about everywhere.
Right. Red carpet. Yep. And they also had a lunch with a famous friend.
Yeah. So they were in New York for a World Mental Health Day events on Thursday and Friday. And look, when you're in the big city and it's the weekend coming up, you take the long week. You have a weekend in New York, you know, away from the kids. They were having fun. She put up this video of them behind the scenes. They were amazing. They went lunch with Serena Williams. She went to visit Gloria Steinem, and dinner with Ed Sheeran. I mean, I have weekends in cities. I don't have that sort of weekend in city. Let me put it that way. They were having an amazing time.
All right. Well, after losing his court case for taxpayer-funded security, Harry is back in the news for this reason once again. He's raised the topic again, Patricia?
Yes. He will not let this go. He will not let this go. As you said, he'd lost completely in court. He appealed. He lost the appeal. He has now written to the Home Secretary of the British government and asked for another review of his security. He wants taxpayer-funded security when he comes to Britain. Right now, it's on a case-by-case basis. It is definitely, there's no question, it's going to affect his relationship with his father. I mean, he's trying to reestablish it. It's very difficult because if he brings it up with his dad, his father cannot be in a position where he's trying to influence the government over this. So this was the problem before. It is now a problem again.
And is this something he lost after he ceased to be a working royal, full-time working
Exactly,
royal?
because he moved, he left the country, so he ceased to be a working royal. So it's a weird situation. So they had to create what they called a bespoke system just for him. So every time he comes back in, they have to see what he's doing and whether he qualifies for police protection or whether he just pays for it himself.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Moving to William next, and he's making some headlines about an emotional video over suicide.
Yeah, this was a phenomenal video. I encourage everyone to just listen to it. He's talking with a suicide prevention advocate. Her name is Rhiannon Manning, and he gets really emotional in it because she's talking about what happened to her family. So her husband died by suicide a few days after their child died. And what she's really focusing on is the need to talk, especially when you have trauma involving kids. And of course, he knows, he's been through that trauma himself. And it was to launch a new nationwide network. They're linking up all the suicide prevention charities, including hers, and his Royal Foundation is putting $2 million behind it. So they want to do it so they can get bigger bang for the buck, so they can really focus on so many families who have so much need.
That was a rare moment. You don't...
You do not see... royals do not show emotion that much, but this was really important to him. Mental health, I mean, he's been an advocate for so long because of, what he's gone through, and that the fact that you really do need to talk about everything. Yeah.
Well, meantime, Kate is warning about an epidemic of distraction, saying that too much screen time is hurting families.
Yeah, this was something. So she's been talking about early childhood. She's a big advocate of all these things you can do to help your kids get a better advantage later on in life. And one of the things she's talking about is screen time, and especially putting the phones down. And there's this great line. She did an essay. It's for the Royal Foundation that they have, their charity. And she has this amazing sentence. She says, we adults, we're physically present but mentally absent with our kids because we're on the phone all the time. And especially, she's talking about, especially around dinner time, when you're having meals with your kids, get that phone away and actually interact with your kids. That is the best quality time you can have. And I love the fact that they're really raising that attention and getting the awareness out.
Yeah, it's a great message.
For sure. I think we're going to have to leave it there. We've covered a lot. Thank you, Patricia.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.